Hey, I'm Jay from the Kubz Scouts. Welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Justice for All. I know, guys, I'm so sorry. Before you boo me in the comments, before you write some mean things about how I'm never gonna finish this game, from deep down, I'm so sorry for being so inconsistent with this series. I am gonna finish it, guys. Baby steps, you know? Just give me some time here. And speaking of inconsistent series, if you guys are tuning into this series, you're gonna hear it here first. Persona 5 will be back on the channel. My saves got totally deleted because I have a new PlayStation, so I have to go from the beginning all the way to wherever I was, but there are new characters and new stuff in Persona 5 Royal, so I'm going to be showing you guys those things on the channel, but that's a different game. This is Phoenix Wright. We're about to jump back into the case right now. If you guys cool with that, you down with that? Everybody get ready and buckle up, because here we go! December 29, 11:54 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Sweetie! You have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. So then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly! He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. He BRB'd him. That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Which means... it means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility. Well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double, Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up, magician or president. You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. That's what she said. Well, no, that's not what she said. That's what I said. That doesn't make any sense either. December 29, 12:06 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. It's 4:18 in the morning, guys. I thought about this game. People are talking. They have spoken. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Van Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why did she just call him a pitiful clown? Because he is a pitiful clown? Look at him. He's so freaking sad. Even his carrot doesn't want to get a boner. The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. In West Clownadelphia. What? Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking autobiographical gibberish? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited to this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Oh, yeah. Maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirts, no shoes, no service. Yikes. Okay. How about this? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How was that one? But a couple of clowns who are up to no good. Your name! Was he doing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song? Bro, that's fucking awesome. Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Multi-Clown. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 the day of the murder, correct? Yes it is. Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening? A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian. Without the humor, please. Okay. Aw, poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. I can't believe I kind of remember the voices. Witness testimony, what you witnessed, what we witnessed. Not us witnessed, he witnessed. Put eyes locked in, let's go. Man, it's 4:18 a.m., guys. Actually, it's 4:21 now. Come on, give me a break. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and a polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. That is sad. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness! Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You'll really hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Thank you! Thank you! I can't wait! Poor Gumshoe. Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. Alright, if you didn't lock in the first time, now is the time to lock in. It's not too late, people! The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. Interesting. That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Don't do that. Don't take a vow yet. Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off-kilter? Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you've got to find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber rattling. I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. Yeah, leave the corny jokes to me, Jay. Cross-examination, what you witness. All right, we about to cross-examine that ass boy. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. Nothing wrong with that. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped, okay? Hold it! You were pooped that night? Yes, I was very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. What? The double cheese double. Bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened after that? As they say, happens. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. I've got a good reply, though. That joke was so funny, it just earned you a penalty. What? That's enough! This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. Whoa, 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 whoa! I had one drink. I was one take Jay in this hole? And then my client's guilty? No way. You can't even mess up? I only had one shot at this and I failed! Okay, so we pressed this statement and then we got a game over. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. I kind of want to hold this one. It's telling me in my gut that I should hold it! You just happened to glance out of the window. You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed. Mr. Carls! Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Let it rest. Keep pressing. Exactly why did you look out of your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday. Once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Yow! That's not something you just forget to mention! Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Very well, Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. They should start turning the tables in our favor. I don't know how. I still only have one chance, so I'm kind of scared. I heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me take a look outside. Can we hold it? Or nah? You know what? I'm actually gonna save it, guys, because I only have one chance. I'm gonna save it, and then we're gonna hold that. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say... Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. Oh, how did you know that I was gonna make a joke? I guess that the sound sounded like I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly. Someone getting hit, huh? What then? You went to look out the window and you saw... That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I don't know. I don't know about that. You'd say you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away? That's right. I had been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? Uppity symbols? Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do all together now. Say it with Uncle Mo. Say what with Uncle Mo? See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza! Enough foolishness. Get back on track! Will the witness please testify as to what he saw, and only what he saw? Okay, so I didn't get a strike for that. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked him on the head. You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head? Yes, I did! It's the climax of my story! He really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. I don't even know how that goes. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. The weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Hee. Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night?
Objection!
I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. Is it the whip? Is it the whip? It's a nice penalty. Damn it, I wanted it to be the whip so bad. Isn't this a bit melodramatic? So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Oh, the whip. Oh, baby, the whip. Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Of course I do. Right? I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason? Of course I will. The reason is... the witness's very own testimony! What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright? Most said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there is no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone! In 1972, a clown... Uh-oh. Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car. Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court? No. I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog? Well, it's pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much? When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma. Tampering with witnesses again! So now you are saying that you did not see the defendant clunk the ringmaster? Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster already checked out. Checked out? Yep. It was on the permanent vacation, as they say. Ha! Mr. Curls! Your Honor, you did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well, then please testify to this silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it? Got it. Whew. Alright guys, witness testimony, the silhouette. You're already locked in, so I don't need to tell you. Or do I? I don't, because you're already locked in. It was a bit far away, but the shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes? It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that. All right, Mr. Wright. Commence your cross-examination. You got it, dude. All right, let's cross-examine that ass, guys. It was a bit far away, but the shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. Let's hold that. I only got one chance at this, guys. Trillo said the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them? I thought of that myself. But just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max. You're sure of that? Such a silly little boy. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. You're sure that is what you saw that night? Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw. I've got eyes like a hawk. Don't birds have terrible night vision? But that's not all I saw. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt it was him. How do you know? You were able to see that kind of detail from your window? There was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight should be able to see that much. Out of curiosity, Mo, what is your eyesight like? I can see like a hawk out of my left eye and an eagle out of my right eye. Our records say his eyesight is a perfect 20/20. That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly. The more we look into this matter, the more suspicious it becomes. Hey, you asked me what my eyesight was like, not what it actually was. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. With Trillo's testimony, and now Mo's, it really seems like Max is the killer. Nick, you've got to find a contradiction in this. That's not going to be enough. What? I have to prove that Mo saw someone other than Max that night. That's the only thing that will help. I've got to do it. It was a bit far away, but the shadow could have only belonged to Max. How? How do you know that? Don't you think that you are going a little overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think? What are you getting at? I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly, 100% absolutely certain that it was Max? I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max, I'm convinced of that. It doesn't seem like he is jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. Okay, you know what? Let's check what his uppity symbols are. This uppity ass dude. You see this? Dude slouched over doggy style. Made to order hat that is a symbol of Max's fabulousness, found at the scene of the crime. Ringmaster's papers. Okay, that's the salary negotiation. Max G promo poster. Emblazoned with Max's 3 famous symbols. He has 3? What's the third one? Okay, he has his cloak. He has his hat. What's the third symbol? Hold on. How many symbols does he have? He said uppity symbols, right? Trillo said the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them? I thought of that myself, but just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max. Okay, wait. He said something about 2 symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. There's 3 symbols. He mentioned 2 things. I can't believe I solved this. You guys know what I do. Let me wind it up and say, OBJECTION! You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols? I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo, everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols! 3 symbols? Yay! Everyone get ready! All together now! Silk hat, cloak, white roses. What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Do you? Silence, fool! You are to respond with the whole truth. No fractions. Order! Order! Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. Objection! How are you gonna object that? The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. Objection! Yeah, object that. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face! Not to mention that the roses are white! There's no way he could have missed them! Objection! Don't object my objection! Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim! If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene! Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? Clearly not! He is just toying with this court! Yes, I love it when it goes dark. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me! Your Honor, do you recall Trillo's testimony? There's no way I can mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup? Trillo saw them all! Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols! However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There's absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction! Yes, guys, contradiction. No white roses. Now what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this... Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age. Roasted. I'm not mature. I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. What? If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling. A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. Yes, it is. So that's why I'm about to save, because I was clutch up until this point. Okay, so let me save real quick and let's do this. There's no doubt in my mind, there were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I am equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. Ooh, that's tough, because it seemed like nothing was wrong there. Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this. Just one chance? I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove it to me there's a contradiction with Mr. Curl's statement, you'd better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations. I've only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I need. Whew, okay. This is gonna be tough. Cross-examination, the silhouette part 2. Everybody's locked in? I sure hope so. No doubt in my mind, there was no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Okay, that seems fine. Especially the silk hat. There is no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. Okay, we actually have the hat. Let's see. Made-to-order hat that is a symbol of Max's fabulousness found at the crime scene. Okay. Let's, can we examine it? No, we can't? Okay, let's check this. That guy's still slumped over doggy style. That's not gonna do. Circus map for my circus freaks. Russell's autopsy report. Blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Let me, actually, I can't check that either. Wooden box. The victim was hunched over this 20-pound box. It boasts a small but strong lock. Small seasoning bottle found inside the wooden box. The victim was hunched over. It contains pepper. Huh. Okay, let's check the profiles. A fabulous magician famed for his aerial illusions, accused of murder. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's figure this all out. So does that mean that he wore it on the scene and then he left with it? Is that what Mo's trying to say here? Or is he trying to say that he wore it the entire time at the scene and then he dropped it before he fled? I don't know, because he would have said that he dropped it once he fled, right? He was wearing it the entire time and he was on the scene. You know what? Let me press that. Can I press that? Mo, be honest. Ow! You promised, Mr. Phoenix, right? No more badgering. I hope you enjoy this penalty, damn it. Okay, so I'm not going to press him on this statement. We're actually just going to present the hat because he says that he had it on at the scene, but we have the silk hat at the crime scene, so it's either he has the hat or we have the hat, so he must be lying. Objection! Give me some. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yup, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind. Exactly how one would mistake a thing like that. I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means the silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. No! That's not true! Mr. Curls! Yes, Your Honor? Yes, Your Honor? What is the meaning of all this? You're old enough to know better than to behave like this in court. Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh. What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things. Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess, you just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or memory. They're both great. Can you guys hear? My voice is gone already. I've only been recording for like 30-something minutes. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting there? Oh my god, he's just talking crap. He's a clown. He went full Joker mode. Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are? I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth. He's turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo? What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that.
Objection!
Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor.
Objection!
Yeah, shut up. The witness's testimony is full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy? Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you'd say. You sure that's how it happened? Say what? Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter a story as to how the criminal left the scene? What? What? Bruh! What do you mean? I don't know. Okay. Well, he said he walked away, right? Let's see here. Let's see what the autopsy report said. Okay. So, how do we check that? We can't check that. Okay, well, so this photo shows that this dude who slunched over doggy style has his footsteps right here, but it doesn't have the footsteps of the murderer walking away. So we're supposed to present this. This is what I get for not playing the episodes like back to back to back. I play once and then I don't play it for a while and then my memory just escapes me. That's why I couldn't figure it out, but this is the crime photo. I'm going to jump back into this series, guys, so I'm not going to look anything else up, but let's present that. And I feel guilty. I feel guilty, Your Honor. Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there! Ay, 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 ay! Yes, guys, ay, 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 ay. So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record. I agree, so this whole thing was a waste of time. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in. Wait just a second! You guys just can't ignore everything I've said. Fine, fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. Oh, the whip. You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear! I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better. Mr. Lawrence Curls. Yes? The testimony you provided up until now has been false? It hasn't been false. I haven't lied, it's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. I will have Francisca Von Karma, how could you? Don't take a bow at that. Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It's not funny. That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls. Ha! You're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell ya. Try not to waste your time with your idiotic drivel. Witness testimony, the truth. Guys, it's the truth, so lock in. Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows. Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw he Get the fuck out of here. This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. Get the hell out of here, Mo. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Well, that was, how do you put this into words? Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened. You're right. Why is he right? You believe the other witnesses. Why won't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright? His eyes were playing tricks. He's telling the truth. This is all a dream, right? I don't know. His eyes are playing tricks. He was fooled. He was bamboozled. It's obvious that the witness's eyes are playing tricks on him. Don't be such a fool. Who in the world do you think I would mistake that jerk for? Jeez, I didn't say you were lying. Wow, he looks really serious right now. More serious than he's looked all day. I suppose I will let you all in my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen. You imbecile! If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned. Wow. That was actually dumb. Like, the clown lied the whole time, wasted my breath, made me lose my voice, all because he was a lying two-timing hussy. December 29, 2:33 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 5. That makes me angry. Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please, it's not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker. To be continued. Alright guys, so I'm assuming that we gotta do an investigation and then another trial. If you guys want to see that episode as soon as possible, make sure you guys give this video one big fat like. And tell a friend today that Jay from the Kubz Scouts is that dude!